सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome you all with my love and respect. Today's sutra, Tatra Stitau Yatna Abhyasaha. The effort to remain constantly in that elevated state of awareness is abhyasa. Patanjali is giving us one more chance. He is explaining abhyasa in a very deep way. Today I am going to say it. Abhyasa, this one word, is the key word for the whole civilization. Please understand that from animals evolving as human beings and in the human being level, expressing various things, whether it is spiritual knowledge or things of the outer world, whatever, expressing all those things. The whole thing happens with one idea, abhyasa. I can say abhyasa is the key for the whole thing. Whether it is success in the outer world or success in the inner world, research and development in the outer world or research and development in the inner world, anything achieved needs abhyasa. That is why Patanjali talks about this abhyasa in a very deep way in this sloka. Patanjali uses very minimum words only for very important concepts. I can say this, each sutra, he reduces one full tree to the seed form, and that seed he offers. Each sutra is a seed out of which a whole tree can be created. Or I can say he has reduced the whole tree into a seed, an offering. So he never uses extra words or extra concepts or extra words for the same concepts. It doesn't do all the three, neither extra words nor extra concepts or extra words for same concept. It doesn't do any of this. Minimum concepts and minimum words to express. Here, for abhyasa, is giving one more chance, because we don't catch the truth. See, there are some truths he wants us, we should never miss it. Even if we skip one or two words, we should not miss it. That's the reason he is putting all effort, more effort on describing abhyasa. In last sutra he described about abhyasa and vairagya. Now he is giving a deep description, very detailed description, definition of abhyasa. Tatra stitau yatnaha abhyasa. The effort to remain constantly in that elevated state of awareness is abhyasa. Abhyasa means, if I have to loosely translate, I can say practice. That word is too small, but no other word. Abhyasa means again and again bringing yourself back to that center, elevating yourself to that higher state of consciousness, centralizing yourself in the truth. He is giving us one more chance and describing it more detailed way, because he wants us to remember this idea. He says, understand, I have given so much of importance to this idea, so understand the importance of this idea in your day-to-day life. He is giving us one more chance. I have one story about chance. I'll read it out because the words are very nice. A convention to prove that accountants are not stupid is set up in a massive stadium. Accountants from all over the world watch as the MC calls up the first volunteer, one senior accountant, and asks him, what is 15 plus 15? After 20 seconds, that volunteer says 18. Everyone is a little disappointed, but all the accountants started yelling. They start yelling, give him another chance, give him another chance. The MC says, well, I guess we can give him another chance. He asks, what is 5 plus 5? After 30 seconds, the volunteer says 90. Everyone is crestfallen. But the accountants again start yelling, give him another chance, give him another chance. The MC says, okay, one last chance. What is 2 plus 2? The accountant closes his eyes after a whole minute. Eventually says 4. MC looks very relieved, but suddenly all the accountants start yelling, give him another chance, give him another chance. So Patanjali is giving us one more chance. Abhyasa. Just 1 month before, one of our devotee in India, sometime used to come and go to the ashram. I'll describe my experience with him. Then I'll describe exactly what is abhyasa. Usually I don't see or look into the minds of the people. Only when they ask me to guide them, only when they request me sincerely, Swamiji, please look inside and guide, I try to look inside their mind. Otherwise I never look inside because I respect their privacy. And who wants to look all the junk? One, I respect the privacy. The other one, who wants to look inside all the junk? So, that day, he requested me for some guidance. I told him, all right, give me a little time. I'll just see whatever is going on inside your mind, then guide you. He was in a big trouble. The trouble is, he was in love with somebody. That person is not looking at him. That person is not giving attention, not giving care, not bothered about him. So it was torturing him. Around 8:30 early morning, he came out of his room, and he was around me. I could see very clearly what was going on inside his inner space. He did not describe, but I can relate. He was coming to the temple with me, he was walking with me. After a few minutes, he received a call from his house. He has some difficulty, he has some problem in his house. Means the house is going to be taken away by the bank, some serious issue. Suddenly I saw his mind started fighting with that problem. Till then he was fighting with this problem that I am giving so much attention, sending so many signals, the other person is not responding, the other person is not understanding, I really care for her or I really love her. That was the complication going on, means the kind of a conflict inside. Suddenly this conflict took over. I could see very clearly how that whole game of mind is happening. This complication took over. This is a very serious survival issue. House is a survival issue. So this complication started happening. I saw this, so he completely forgot about her or his love. Everything is forgotten. He is fully busy with this one idea, one concept, that is, he is in trouble and his house is in trouble. The basic things need to be attended. All the complications goes on. He was in tension. And he asked me, Swamiji, how to solve this issue, how to attend this issue. I very casually said that don't worry, the things will be settled. Some consolation I gave. And maybe after 1 hour, he received a call that problem got settled. The problem got settled. Suddenly when he came out of the problem, he felt so relieved. The morning suffocation which he had, the difficulty which he had, constantly he was thinking about, oh, I am giving so much attention to her, she is not caring, that nagging feeling, that feeling completely disappeared in him. I saw he is completely relieved, not only from this problem, from that problem also. When he came out of this problem, not only from this problem, he got solved. He came out of that problem also. I was surprised. How come one problem, if he comes out of this problem, only this problem should get solved? How come that problem is also solved? He is completely clear. Then I saw his mind. I could see his inner space. There was no difficulties. He was in completely peace and rest. Please understand, I am describing exactly as it happened inside the inner space. If you look inside, you can also see what I am saying will be true many times in your life. He got completely relieved from the whole problem. I asked him, how do you feel now? He understood. I am seeing the whole thing happening inside him. Suddenly he said, I also don't understand, Swamiji. Morning I felt so much nagging by that one idea. She is not responding to me. She is not understanding my love. I was suffering. But when I had some survival problem, bigger problem, that got disappeared. It was pushed backside. Now when this problem got solved, I thought that problem will come up. Now I will pick up that problem. But it's not happening. Once this problem is solved, I am completely at ease, at peace. I don't know how. Please understand, the whole thing, every moment, your idea about pain, your idea about pleasure, your idea about joy, your idea about love gets changed. If a new wave comes, you don't know what that new wave will make, what changes it will make inside you. If some other wave comes, you don't know what changes that wave will make inside you. Your mind is not a logical thing. If it was logical, what should have happened after the second problem got solved? You should have started thinking about first problem. But it is not happening. You can see even in your life, sometime when some serious problems comes up and it gets solved, it gets moved, you will see suddenly you are completely relaxed, you are in the restful awareness, you are not bothered about some other problems which you are thinking, which you are contemplating, on which you are working. The big difficulty is you always think mind is logical. Mind is logical. Please understand, mind is not like a solid ground. It is an ocean. One wave, when it comes, it can clear some 10 problems which was there. Problem can dissolve problems. Wave can move waves. Many times, please understand, I can say this is one of the important truth I want to drill inside your inner space today. This is one important thing, truth, I want to drill inside. Problems can wash away problems. What do I mean by this word problems can wash away the problems? All your ideas about problems do not have base. It's like a floating. It is floating. Your idea about love, your idea about pain, your idea about attention, your idea about fear, your idea about worry, your idea about greed, your ideas, all these ideas are all just floating. They are not clearly rooted or hooked or grounded. They are all just floating. One wave is enough. Suddenly you will see so many things which you are thinking can never be removed, just disappears. I asked him, did you imagine the problem which you are thinking morning, early morning contemplating, will leave your inner space? He said, I can never imagine, Swamiji. I never imagined that will leave my inner space so easily, because that was haunting my inner space for quite a long time. That was there in my inner space continuously. So I never thought it will disappear or it will just move out of my inner space. Understand, sometimes problems can remove problems from your inner space. The big problem when it comes to survival, see when his house was in problem, the big wave started happening inside his inner space. Suddenly all the small waves, all the small problems disappeared. If you look inside, actually if you observe how your mind works, if you understand what I said now, this one big problem raising and suddenly all the small problems disappearing, when the big problem is also solved, you are completely in peace. Even the small problems are not there anymore, even though you have not solved it. See, this guy, his only first big problem got sorted out. The small problems did not get sorted out. He did not solve the small problems. The small problems did not disappear. It's not that she started responding to him, or he feels that she is now ready or she is responding, nothing. The second problem is there. That small problem is there. But suddenly it has no power over him. His inner space is not disturbed at all by it. I told him, understand, this is what is the base. This is what is the basic understanding which you need to know. This understanding will completely liberate you. Your respect for mind will be lost. First thing you need to know, your respect for your problem should disappear. Somebody asked me, Swamiji, do you mean to say my problems are not big? I told him, sorry to tell the truth. First of all, you are not big. Forget about your problems. But it hurts. It really hurts. Somebody saying you are not big. It's too much. What to do?